Yahweh, Alam, Shalom, Righteous family. Welcome back to True Talk. And I'm just looking at some videos about IC Speed. And a lot of people are giving their opinion, their communication about, how beautiful Africa is. A lot of the lies is being destroyed about, you know, Africa, a lot of negative, and how they, you know, many of us been told that how they feel about us. And this how you know this is very serious and this is spiritual. It's deep that they want us to be so separated for our people. They want us to hate our people so much. When you read compliments, you're gonna see people trying to stop black people from wanting to go back to Africa, saying, "Oh, they don't like us," and these people will appear to be either black themselves or African. Now, I'm looking at this video, and this is a brother. He's been over there in Africa for a while, and who else to hear from? Let me bring his channel up. This brother right here, he's an African American. He's in Africa right now. His channel called 2 3 in Me. Go check him out. So who else you want to hear from more than the African American that's been living on the continent of Africa for years? And he'll be truthful with you. He'll tell you about the good and the bad. And he's like, no, they don't hate us. They love us. And of course, here goes somebody named Flying Eagle. Now she's supposed to be African, but her name is Flying Eagle. Wink, wink. And this is 5 hours ago. Now, if it's not that big of a deal for black people to love Africa and for us to join together and love on each other, why is there even something like this to try to make us think otherwise? It's like that old when we find out Christ is a so-called Negro, all of a sudden color don't matter. Don't let them gas like you and trick you, deceive you. The scripture says, "Do not be ignorant of the devil devices," and this is one of his devices. This is what keep us separated in the propaganda that's been going on for years, and sadly, a lot of us can't see. Now, this is supposed to be an African woman named Fine Eagle. She said, "I don't like Black Americans. They only talk negative about themselves and seek others to join in." Now, when you notice, they try to use slang words to try to imitate us, but it never works. You can tell it from a mile away. They say, "I find them draining. I skip moment I hear. Y'all, welcome, welcome back. It's your man, it's your girl. Click, click, hand gestures." Look what it says. It says, they don't even speak proper English. Wait a minute. If you African and you don't speak proper English, how you gonna say we don't speak proper English? Because this is not an African woman. This is, we do understand that a lot of accounts that's on the internet that may have black names or portraying to be black people, or a lot of times the opposite race behind it. I told y'all my experience where, you know, there, I done found many Facebook pages and Instagrams where it be a so-called black woman just going in on black men's all day, promoting black women's to date white men's and outside their race. And when you look behind the page, it's a white man behind the page pretending to be a black woman, or it's a Chinese man, or you know what I'm saying. So we gotta not be ignorant of the devil devices and believe nothing that you hear and only half of what you see. Because we live in a world where deception is at its high. And if you can't really see it and touch it and know who's really saying it, don't just believe it wholeheartedly and don't take it to heart. So you can hear the tropes, the racist tropes, the same BS. So you know who's behind this count. So we don't talk proper English, said this so-called African woman that don't talk proper English, right? She says they say that mean sagging pants torn below their butts, S stains visible. Now, why would this woman just come out and say this up under this video? This is just a man making a video about how Africa love black people and we should come back. Why was it important for this to be said? What's the danger about black people going back to Africa and black people in Africa and African American getting along and loving one another? What's so scary and damaging about that? Why wouldn't anybody want that? But she said something else again. She says, in my few experience, black Americans are bad people, no good in them, not bred well enough. They call even elders monkeys. What black people are going around calling our elders monkeys? Come on. Booty scratchers. Go back to your country. Kids of Africa find safety in white areas in USA. So basically saying us black people in America call them monkeys and booty scratchers and say go back to your countries and they feel safer in white areas. If a black person was ever called a monkey, trust me, it wasn't by another black person. If you ever hear somebody say go back to your country, you can almost bet what color they are. But this just shows the propaganda. This just shows how much it's a threat for us to unite and come together. And she's not the only account. I don't know if these bots or whatever, but she's not the only account that's coming up here saying negative things about Africa. Saying Africa is dangerous and they don't like it. Steady the propaganda. So due to speed going to Africa and it's sad. I always say a lot of times our errors is thinking that everybody else know what we know. I knew Africa was a beautiful place and it wasn't like what they've been presented. But sadly, a lot of it shows how lost our people are. My grandma used to say, "Educated fools go to college, got all these degrees, you're educated, but you're a fool." It shows how foolish we are because many people still don't understand how beautiful and rich the continent of Africa is. And it's sad, but once again, I'm thinking other people know what I know. So because this opened a lot of people's eyes, I just want to say, don't be surprised if you're gonna see a lot of videos of so-called Africans coming out raised baiting, saying stuff like that, saying that just anything we lazy, the same old, same old. Don't be ignorant of the advice. We done heard it for years. Know that that's not Africa. That's not how African people feel. Know that we got this AI going on. So just be prepared. Know that the propaganda is going to start. You're going to see a lot of more so-called Africans come out speaking against Black America because they want us divided. And sadly, I already know there's going to be black people that buy into it, that really think these Africans that saying these things. And let's just say it was an African saying it. That don't represent the billions of Africa that's on the continent. Just like we got raccoons over here. You know, Uncle, a lot of Uncle Rush's, whatever his name, Ruckus from the Boondocks. We got a lot of self-hating Black Americans over here. So yeah, just want to warn y'all, don't take it at heart. Know that it's coming. Know they gonna ramp it up because it's spiritual battle, and they don't. It's a threat to them to see us go back to Africa and join back to Africa. So they gonna have to fight. You know, they're not gonna give up like that. They gonna fight back. So you're gonna see more of so-called black people saying, "Oh no, they don't like us. It's dangerous over there," and it's gonna be so many videos of African making about how they don't like us. Just know that it's meant to make you feel a certain way and discourage you, and don't buy into it. But as always, let Yah be true and every man a lie. Till next time, Shalom.